Welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And on today's episode, Kentucky with another quad one victory, this time over number 5 Tennessee Volunteers, 75-64. And once again, Kentucky's winning formula just always seems to be 50% from three and 50% from the field. And they did it again. And for some reason, under most circumstances, when they shoot 50 and 50, they always win. Usually when they lose, it's because they shot under 30% from the three. So tonight they did what they were supposed to do. They only had 8 turnovers, which has been a problem the last several games. Kentucky's been turning the ball over way too much. I would like to see more assists. I think we only ended up with 13 assists, but normally our best game is when we shoot 50 and 50, and we usually have 20 plus assists and less than 10 turnovers. And we were really, really close to that. We ended up, we still lost the rebound battle, which is kind of normal for us. We usually do lose the rebound battle, but we still had 26 overall rebounds. But yeah, man, I was a little worried. I'm not going to lie to you at the point in the game when, Butler went down with the injury. He re-aggravated his shoulder. Excuse me. I was a little worried because, it's just kind of looking like Butler is just one of those guys where I feel like he's just so vital to what we do out there that I don't know how far or what type of a run we can really make without him. He's just so impactful, number one, on the defensive end. I think Butler is I think I'm going to just go on and say it. As far as guards or perimeter players, he's an elite defender. I think he's so good at playing defense that it could potentially land him a spot in the NBA. He just makes it tough on the other team's guards to really get going, to really get their team in the right sets. And I think that's what we was missing in some of them games where we might have lost, like the Arkansas game. I feel like maybe if we would have had Butler, he could have potentially slowed down a whole lot of the penetration to the basket because we don't really protect the rim that well. But when Butler's on the court, he usually keeps his man out of the paint as much as you could expect. And one of the things that he's been doing really well the last couple times that I've watched him play is he's really been turning the corner well off of the pick and roll and getting all the way to the basket. Like I said, he's using his strength to keep people off of him, and he's getting, right up on the basket, getting right to the backboard for his layups. So yes, I was worried when he went down with the shoulder injury. Hopefully, he didn't re-aggravate it too bad, and he'll be able to play very soon. Because like I said, we're gonna need him for the tournament. I don't think we can make a real deep run. We might be able to get out of the first weekend without him, but I definitely don't think we can advance much further than that without him healthy and without him contributing. Tonight's game was looking like a setup for us to get beat. Jackson Robinson wasn't playing, so I was a little iffy about how this game was going to go, but we turned up on Tennessee, and, to their, to give them a little credit, they definitely they pulled it together in the second half, and they made a nice run. Ended up taking the lead on us at one point, but we definitely we held it together and we got the W. But yeah, they definitely scared me a little bit. Now to get into some of the individual numbers, Ansley Almanor and Noah are the guys that I feel like they might not be the best defensive players, and maybe that's why they didn't get to play as much in the beginning of the season. But when it comes to offense, those two guys really help. They really fit well in Pope's offense because for some reason, man, when them two boys get hot, when they shoot a good percentage from three, usually things go well for us. And, they was kind of on fire tonight. Almanor was 4 of 5 overall from the field, 2 for 3 from 3 with 13 points. He played an outstanding game. And then the Mountain Mamba, Trent Noah, was 3 for 4, 3 for 4 from 3 with 11 points. Hit both of his free throws. The first free throws he had taken all season. knocked them both down, man. So I'm getting really excited about some of the younger guys. Travis Perry played an excellent game as well. He didn't play as much. He only played 12 minutes off the bench, but he was 3 for 4 from the field. And he looked like when he was taking the shots, he was taking them aggressively, because I feel like some of the other games that Perry's played in, I feel like he might have been a little indecisive, uh, a little unsure of what he was really supposed to be doing. And I feel like that was the difference between the way he was playing and the way Noah was playing. Noah just kind of seemed like when he caught the ball and it was in, you know, in rhythm for him to shoot, he was just pulling the trigger. And I feel like Perry was a little indecisive, but he looked aggressive tonight, and he gave us a nice 8 points. Like I said, 3 for 4 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3. So I was really loving the way that we was getting production from guys that normally come off the bench. Even though Almanor played 22 minutes, but still he's, you know, in the normal rotation, he comes off the bench for us. So I'm just really excited to see these 3 guys starting to get some confidence, starting to feel like they belong out there and that they can contribute to what's happening. Brandon Garrison, you know, he had been coming off the bench. He had been used to playing, so he did about what he normally does. He gave us 5 points, 5 rebounds off the bench, which is fine. You know, normally depending on which one of the guys has got it going, Amari or Garrison, they kind of offset each other. Amari played pretty good as well. He was 3 for 5 from the floor. He had a really big 3-point play down the stretch where I kind of felt like he kind of made a bad decision, and then he ended up scoring the bucket and getting fouled. So he played well tonight. He didn't really get that many rebounds, but I feel like he was still contributing and helping us out. Kobe Barea, man, Kobe was definitely playing aggressive, and Kobe's kind of another one too. I feel like coming off the bench sometimes maybe he hasn't been as aggressive as he needs to be, but tonight he was looking like his old self again, like he was last year. He was making some like off the dribble threes, and I feel like sometimes he's not aggressive enough, and he's another one of those guys when he shoots the ball at a high percentage, which he did tonight, 4 for 9 from the field, 3 for 6 from 3. I feel like he definitely can get our offense going as well. But yeah, I like that these guys that normally coming off the bench are just playing with no fear right now, and because that's what we're going to need. Like I said, it's going to be hard for us to make a run without everybody healthy. But if we can get more confidence coming from the guys that's coming off the bench, if they can get, you know, more sure of themselves and what they need to do, then maybe, you know, even if we don't have Butler, or maybe if we don't have, you know, Carr able to play as many minutes as normal, or Jackson Robinson, or whoever the case may be, that these guys are prepared to come in and step up and, you know, shoulder some of that load, if you will. But yeah, I love it when these guys are aggressive, when they just play hard, play with no fear, because once they get going, once their confidence is up, we know, like I said, Kentucky, when they shooting the ball, they hard to beat. And, you know, Oweh, he gave us another double-digit scoring effort, 4 for 11 from the field, 1 for 1 for 3 with 13 points. And Ortega and Butler are kind of the guys that they probably shoulder the most load, because they usually are asked to give us 10 points or more and turn around and try to limit the team's best perimeter players as well. You know, Ortega was, you know, he was chasing around Chaz Lanier, and, you know, Chaz Lanier, fortunately for Kentucky, both games he hasn't really been able to get loose against us, where normally he's putting up 20 plus. He's, you know, we kind of held him in check a little bit tonight. He only had 10 points. And he was 0 for 7 from 3, which is, you know, that could be the difference in us winning or losing, depending on how we contain him. So shouts out to like Ortega, Tron, and Butler, because we always ask them to really dig in on defense, because collectively Kentucky's not the greatest defensive team. We understand that. Like I said, we don't usually get very many blocks. We don't protect the rim that well, and we definitely don't guard the perimeter great. But like I said, Lamont Butler is an elite on-ball defender, and a lot of the times, just having him out there, even if collectively the team can't put together a great defensive effort, he usually is enough to keep the opposing offense a little out of whack, to help some of the other guys. So even though it's about his individual defense, it still collectively helps the team. So shouts out to him and shouts out to Old Takatron. But yeah, man, like I said, another quad one victory over top 5 Tennessee Volunteers. Kentucky had been really struggling over the last couple of weeks. We knew it was going to get like this. Like, we had been talking about it since before we even got into conference play. We knew what was ahead of us. We knew how tough the schedule was going to be. We knew that we was going to take some bumps. Just like even Tennessee, the number 5 ranked team in the country, and they got 5 conference losses. Kentucky's number 15, and they got 5 conference losses. So the SEC has just been a very unpredictable league this year. Kentucky's taking some losses to Arkansas, to Vanderbilt, but then we've beaten some teams like Tennessee, Florida. So, it's just been a crazy season so far. But I'm glad to see us keep, compiling some nice wins, because by the end of this schedule, these quad one wins are going to be, what we really going to have to lean on as far as our tournament seeding, because, like I said, everybody in the SEC except pretty much Auburn is getting beat up. I know, nobody. I didn't think anybody was going to go undefeated, but everybody is taking a beating running through this league. So, anyways, another great victory for the Wildcats at home. Of course, we got to still try to get some more wins on the road if we can. But another quad one victory to add to the tournament resume. Let me know what you guys think about tonight's victory, and also let me know what you think about some of the guys coming off the bench, like the Mountain Mamba, Travis Perry, and Al Monor. Let me know what you think about their play, and we'll get back at it next time. Sports and Discourse with Derek Stevenson.